obese children in the United States today has more than doubled since the 1970s. And 1 in 5 children between the ages of 6 and 19 are obese, and that needs to change. We need to start blaming the diet that our parents are feeding our children. A typical day might look like donuts for breakfast, Mountain Dew and ramen for lunch, dinner, and snacks in between, chips, oatmeal cream pies, Cheez-Its. And when you look at the labels of some of these foods, we've got 150 calories for Cheez-Its and 290 calories on Mountain Dew. And when you look at the daily recommended calorie intake for children, it's about 1,200 to 1,400 calories a day that they need. And this is already 300 calories of no nutrition. We need to add nutrition into our children's diet, and by exposing them and letting them just eat the foods that have the sugar and the sodium and the sweets, that's not going to give them the proper nutrition they need. So we need to introduce them to more healthy options, which can also be fun. We've got this nut and seed Lar bar, and let's see, this has 190 calories, but it also adds protein and fiber to their diet. And we also need to start enforcing that children drink more water, because if they just drink Mountain Dew, they're gonna rot their teeth, they're gonna add all the sugar that they do not need in their system. Water is obviously the healthiest option. But we've got apples, yogurt, applesauce. We need to start including these into our children's diet in order to increase their health and decrease their weight gain and all the bad stuff that is coming into their bodies, which I know that we don't want to put into our children when they grow up. We want them to be strong and healthy. So we need to stop just letting them eat sugary foods, maybe, you know, for a treat one day. They can have candy, you know, or Halloween, but we need to make sure that we are giving them a balanced diet with protein and fiber and just the good calories that we want in our bodies. Childhood obesity is a serious medical condition that affects children as well as adolescents. Children who are obese are above the normal weight for their age and height. This is a large issue because the extra pounds often lead children down a road of health problems that used to only affect adults. These health problems include diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol. Due to this, many obese children are obese during adulthood as well. This is because unhealthy habits that are instilled in children during childhood are hard to get rid of transitioning into adulthood. The flip side to this is also true. When instilled during childhood, healthy habits often stick throughout adulthood as well. Children who have one or more parents who are obese are 50 to 80% more likely to fall victim to childhood obesity and an early onset of the symptoms that come with obesity than children that have healthy parents. Obesity also breeds mental health problems such as anxiety, depression, poor self-image, and social stigma, and reduces happiness and life expectancy. Due to all of the concerning risks and that go along with childhood obesity, it is imperative to begin addressing it early on. Not only does childhood obesity have negative physical and mental factors, but it is also carries the weight of vast economic and social ramifications as well. According to a number of studies, obesity costs about $58 billion a year and causes 7,200 deaths for just one country. In one of these studies, it was exploited that 200 lives and $51.5 million could have been saved if childhood obesity had been curbed. Socioeconomic status is an individual's or group's position within a hierarchical social structure. Socioeconomic status depends on a combination of variables, including occupation, education, income, wealth, and place of residence. Socioeconomic status plays a large role into the risk of a child being obese. A child that is of low socioeconomic status is at a much higher risk of being obese. Low-income children and adolescents are more likely to be obese than their higher-income counterparts, but the relationship is not consistent across race and ethnicity groups. Children and adolescents living in households where the head of the household has a college degree and less likely to be obese compared with those living in households where the household head has less education, but this relationship is also not consistent across race and ethnicity groups. Many low socioeconomic households are also single-parent households, with the parent working one full-time or more jobs. This leads to children fending for themselves for meals without guidance. A child will most likely not make the healthiest choices. Children from low socioeconomic households are also much less likely to be enrolled in activities that promote various types of physical exercise, such as soccer, football, dance, swimming, karate, etc. Low socioeconomic status children will often fill their time with things like TV watching and video game playing, rather than any type of physical activity. Today, the debate is who is responsible for obesity and how to manage it is a hot topic. In recent years, the United States has adopted a strategy in order to decrease unhealthy diets and increase physical activity, particularly in childhood. Since the 1980s, government intervention has included the funding of social marketing campaigns, new sport and recreation facilities, and healthy eating and physical activity programs in schools.